And finance presenter Ryan Huang on Money FM 89.3.
Money FM 89.3. Good morning. It's the Breakfast Huddle. Elliot Danker, Manisha Tank with you as we celebrate Singapore businesses in the lead up to National Day. The next one is our favorite playground. For most people, their favorite is, going to the supermarket. For us, totally different.
Yeah, most Singaporeans would remember running to the nearest mini mart to get their items. Elliot, did you used to do that?
That's how so when I was very young, that's what my mom set me to do, and that's how I gained confidence to buy things from stores.
Right. And did she yell at you when you came back with all kinds of things you weren't supposed to buy?
No. I was
you were a good boy.
I'm a very good boy.
Oh, of course you were. Of course you were. Well, Econ Mini Mart was probably the most popular term or brand for most Singaporeans. But unfortunately, due to bigger competition now, the number of mini marts in Singapore is going down.
Yeah, no official tally on the number, unfortunately, but the dwindling numbers of the Econ Mini Mart franchise outlets may be an indicator, or iEcon, I think. There used to be more than 100 outlets back in 2010, and then the number has fallen to just 29 as of May 2017.
Yeah, even the Singapore Provision Shop Friendly Association has not many more than 100 members today. That's down from 1,262 members that it had, I would say, at the height of its heyday back in the 1970s.
I really pray we don't see the day where these mini-marts don't exist anymore in Singapore. At one time, it was so popular, they even had a jingle, Econ Mini-Mart or something like that. Why am I showing my age? Online, to help us out with these questions is Kelvin Tan, Director of New Econ Holdings. Kelvin, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Manisha and Elliot. Good morning.
Kelvin, I was told that we went to the same school together, Temasek Polytechnic, and apparently I'm your senior. Which course were you in?
I was from the Applied Science, but we were part of the iGuides, if you remember.
Right. So iGuides, they're a bunch of student leader guides that facilitate the school open house.
Yeah.
I used to be a student leader. Stop laughing at me. Let's talk about New Econ, okay? A lot of people know it as Econ Mini Mart, but, could you tell us about this new name? What's behind it?
Okay, so most of the Econ Mini Marts are made out of most of the new Econ stores are made out of the previous Econ Mini Mart stores. So I grew up running and taking over one of the Econ Mini Mart stores. In 2017, the previous franchise owner, which is Hanwell Holdings, they decided to cease the franchise model. So that was back then where the outlets were affected, and then we banded together to form New Econ. So New Econ is the new brand name now, which is trademarked by us. And we are forming together, which is made up of, currently we have 18 next generation Minimart owners, where we band together to embark on digital transformation as a chain.
Well, good for you, Kelvin, because, this is exactly what we're doing this week. We're celebrating Singapore businesses, and clearly you guys have come together to do something very positive. How's it been going?
It's been going great. What happened was that back then in 2017, I started becoming a lecturer adjunct with Nanyang, and that was when I was doing a lot of courses on digital transformation. My own store was transformed, and the entire concept was then translated to all the different stores. So back then, in 2017, we had only 13 stores. And we work with the different government agencies like Enterprise Singapore, Workforce Singapore, and Skills Future Singapore in order to equip them with the knowledge, skills, and attitude for them to embark on a new system. So in 2017, we deployed a new cloud-based point of sale, which allowed the outlets to sell their products. And from there, all the data comes to the HQ, and we will run data analytics and identify trends where we will work with suppliers in order for them to get economies of scale and collaborated marketing efforts.
Wow.
It's
By the way, the
incredible.
conversation is about mini marts, but
Yeah.
amazing, right? And would you say that this stems down from the fact that the other mini marts under New Econ are also second gen owners like you? I mean, do you guys share stories on with these digitalization? I mean, surely your parents maybe even had something to say about it.
Back then, right? So we have been interviewed a few times by different media partners. So there is a CNA documentary on the transformation story of our chain, and most of us are made up of next generation business owners.
Sure.
So if you walk around the New Econ stores, you realize there's a lot of young generation owners. So I thought I used to be the youngest, but now the youngest that we have is like I think 28. Most of them are like 27, 28. Yeah, and they run the store fully themselves.
So on that note, okay, the Singapore Provision Shop Friendly Association, it has not many more than 100 members now, but that's down from 1,262 members that it had, I would say, in the heyday of the 1970s. Is there a potential for that number to actually go up, for there to be a resurgence here?
Definitely there is, especially during this circuit breaker period. There has been a huge raise on the brow about people who are interested to open a mini-mart because it still falls under part of the essential sector. Okay. And if you realize, I mean, the new normal has allowed people to start looking into the heartlands, because people try to avoid the crowd. And where we are located in the heartlands, it's one of our unique selling point where most of us, we are just right beside wherever you're staying. Like if you head downstairs, most of us are located just right to your doorstep. And that's the reason why, I think mini-marts are still here to stay. And it's a place where I feel it's part of a local culture where business operators know their customers by name, and we actually provide a store where there's an avenue where you can foster a friendly community spirit.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. We're on the line with Kelvin Tan. He's director at New Econ Holdings, and I think the other big observation is with everybody working from home, right? So people are in their local neighborhoods rather than being in the big built-up areas. Do you think that that's been of benefit?
Yeah, definitely that's a benefit. And maybe just to share another key highlight about our chain is that especially during this circuit breaker period where there was a period where most of us are not allowed to travel outside. So we actually onboarded onto Foodpanda and Grab. So some of our stores are mostly on PandaMart, where people can order their groceries online and they will be delivered to them within 20 minutes.
And, the digitalization that you've been talking about and, onboarding to these apps, it's not new. In fact, you had an innovative technological addition back in January 2018. I want to understand this. It's called intelligent signage. What is this about?
Oh, that was the previous time when I was at Money FM with Howie.
Could you tell us more about intelligent signage?
So the intelligent signage, what it does is that there is a camera who detects what's the customer demographics like, whether it's a male or a female, and based on the analytics churn from the system, it changes the promotion that is being displayed on the platform. So, like if I look at Elliot and then Elliot is like in your 30s and is a male, then the promotion will fast forward to something on Carlsberg or maybe alcohol that's related to you. So you can then like scan and download coupon codes where you can purchase online, or you can walk into the store directly to purchase your product.
No lie, drink fresh milk. Come on.
But you have even won awards, though, haven't you, for your digital initiatives?
Yes, we have. So last year we won like the UOB SME Digital Leap Award. So that was I think it was an inaugural award to commemorate all the SMEs who have taken a leap towards digital transformation. So I thought that was a good validation of what we were doing, where we try and help retailers in the areas that they struggle with. So if you realize, right, I mean, most of the SMEs, they are very busy with the day-to-day retail operations. So they need a lot of help in terms of digital marketing and digital advertising. So that is really how New Econ is currently helping the stores. So we do like the promotions with the suppliers, and we upload the promotional content for them online through collaborative platforms like Google Suite. So we use like Google Drive, and then we design the ad for them, and all they have to do is to sit back, relax in their store, and then they start seeing new promotional ads coming out on their point of sale customer display.
Wow. But, if I were to turn it back to the group or that's under New Econ, in terms of this technological implementation and digitalization, how do you ensure that all the mini-marts are on the same playing field, as in whether it's training, whether it's changing the technology, how do you ensure that it's all moving forward at an equal pace?
Okay, so back then when we were going to deploy the point of sale system, because it's a new system, so we actually work together with the various agencies in Singapore. I must say, Singapore, we are really lucky because we have different agencies to go to for different purposes. So in terms of grants, we go to Enterprise Singapore, and they do have existing grants that the retailers can tap on. But prior to that, what we do is that because I'm a lecturer as well, so we work with Nanyang Polytechnic, which is, I think, Singapore Institute of Retail Studies, and we scope a training module. So all the retailers from the store come down and they go through some kind of training and simulation where they are introduced to the new system, how it can be helping them in terms of inventory management and how they can ring up the sale and running promotions. After they are being trained, then they receive the new point of sale system, and then they start doing it. And after they have used it for a couple of months, we then bring them back to the classroom and we coach them halfway, and then we go back to the store and we do on-the-job coaching. So it's really a continuous learning journey,
Wow.
That is very, very comprehensive.
Wow.
And I suppose it gives you a very good overview of where things stand in terms of retail. We've had retail sales numbers out of Singapore. I'm curious to know, what are your projections when you look at the big picture here?
So during circuit breaker period, I think there was a significant rise in our sales. We saw an increase about 30% in the months from April. But upcoming, we do see that it's starting to plateau off, and we expect there might be some kind of a stabilization after everyone starts going back to work and things like that. But we do see a new norm where the peak period is now no longer the peak period. So everyone thinks that we want to avoid the peak period, and end up the non-peak period becomes the peak period. Yeah. So we have such a situation. Yeah.
And of course, just days away, and this is one of the reasons we're celebrating Singapore Businesses National Day is coming. You were talking about all these promotions. I'm sure that you have tons of promotions related to National Day.
Yeah, so we have an upcoming National Day special where we have like $2 promotion. So everything goes for $2. So do check out our website to take a look. We have Carlsberg and Tiger going for $2 and many other different promotions relating. I think we have some products relating to dengue as well, because now, we have like this dengue pandemic. I mean, like this dengue situation. The outbreak in Singapore. Yeah.
Wow. Kelvin, if it's one thing I've learned is that you're at a different stage of life when you get excited about a conversation about mini-mart promotions.
Yeah. So the interesting thing now is that the promotions, right? I mean, the retailers don't have to do anything. So we at New Econ, we will speak to the suppliers, then we will design the ad. And these ads are no longer printed nowadays. Yeah. We send it through a cloud-based platform. So we upload it to an online drive, and it starts showing up at every single store. So you start saying like, oh, today, the promotion is up, and then the promotion stickers are up, and then like the ads are up. Automatically, the outlets don't have to do any single thing at all.
Wow.
I'm so impressed. This is such high-tech mini-marts. Honestly, this has been real food for thought. Thank you.
We've been speaking with Kelvin Tan, Director, New Econ Holdings. Kelvin, thank you for taking the time. Take care and stay safe.
Thank you. See you guys.
Your mornings start on the right track with the Breakfast Huddle. Breaking news, the hot seat, the bigger picture. While you were sleeping, financial updates. Need to know the week ahead with CN.